Hi there, this is the sensational Reti Staunton trap played by Richard Reti against Max Euwe in Amsterdam in 1920, and it's in the Staunton Gambit of the Dutch defence. You'll see that it bears striking similarities to the Immortal game, that famous game between Adolf Anderssen and Lionel Kieseritzky, where white allows black to conduct a total back rank sweep because white manages to get in a checkmate in the process. So we have d4, f5, the Dutch defence, and e4, the Staunton Gambit. Here it's accepted. Knight c3 wants the pawn back. Knight f6 defends. Bishop g5 puts pressure on the defender. And in this particular variation, Max Euwe, who was to be the world champion, played g6. The idea that the bishop's going to come to g7. And white was in no rush to get the pawn back. He could have traded on f6 and then taken back the pawn, but black would have at least equality. So white went for the initiative with f3. And after e takes on f3, of course black need not have captured, but e takes f3 leaves black materially ahead. Knight takes on f3, bishop g7, and now bishop d3. Black could continue here with castles, or perhaps even d5, but leaving a lot of weaknesses there on the e file, e6 and e7. So black chose an active approach with c5. White decided to gain space here, avoid trading, and push d5. So we've got around equality so far, and Euwe utilizes that c5 move to take the queen out along that diagonal. Queen b6, keeping an eye on the b2 pawn. And if the c pawn comes forward in some variations, maybe keeping an eye along that diagonal as well. So does white defend this b pawn? As is so often the case here, this is a poison pawn, and here Reti allows black the capture by playing queen to d2. And this is a very dubious capture by black, and Reti went for it, probably mistakenly. He figured that now, after queen takes b2, if white plays rook b1, black has this resource, knight takes on d5. The idea being that if white snaps off black's queen with rook takes b2, black's going to be doing just fine with bishop takes on c3 advantage for black. However, what black hadn't taken into account was Reti's response here. Knight takes on d5. And it's actually now already lost in all variations. White's giving up the rook now, apart from giving up that poison pawn on b2 and the gambited pawn before. Queen takes on b1 is going to pick up the rook on h1 as well. So a total back rank sweep for black. Queen takes b1, king f2, and queen takes h1. But white gets such an initiative now with bishop takes on e7. Well, what can black play now? There's so many white forces around black's king which can't castle. So black plays d6. Bishop takes d6 was met by knight c6, allowing bishop b5. Now the e file is open. The knight might be heading as well to g5. After bishop d7, white trades on c6. Bishop takes on c6. B takes on c6. And now queen e2 leads to mate in all variations. Let's have a look how if king d8, then we're likely to see bishop c7, because if the king goes to c8, queen a6 is checkmate. And after queen e2, instead of king d8, if the king goes the other direction, queen f7, so king f7, then white's winning after knight g5. If king g8, then knight e7 is going to be checked, king f8, and knight takes on g6 is certainly going to lead to mate, as the queen is also going to be invading on e7. So this has been the sensational Reti Staunton trap, very similar to the Immortal game. Hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.